Good evening, everyone. This is Joanne Chestnut coming to you from my home to yours. Just wanted to come on quickly and do a little 15 minutes of faith. Um, and I really just want to chat about that faith and about who we are and where we are. And I was thinking about that because, so I know yesterday I was talking about, no judgment, no complaints. And I talked a little bit about being redeployed in my job and, kind of feeling like, oh, Lord. And so when I was giving it some thought, I thought about how no matter how much experience we have and how much we've done, the one thing I learned is that we see ourselves different from what other people see us as. So when I was getting trained for this, I was nervous, even though I've been a nurse for a long time and I was, know that I can do it. Oftentimes, when I have to do something new, and even if it's something I've done over and over again, I find myself nervous and doubting myself. With the years of education and stuff, you would think by now that I just feel like I have it in the bag, but I'm never at that place. I'm always still, as I said on another video before, some of that nervousness amounts to humility, me being humble enough to know that I could make a mistake or I could go wrong. But also, I realized that it's also related to just us not trusting ourselves, or me, I'll speak for me, not trusting myself. And a lot of that comes from me being my own worst critic. I can be really hard on myself. And I say that because someone had to train me to do the go into the new role, because it was stuff that I hadn't done before in this job. And I've done it before, but not in this job and not in this capacity, of course, because we've never had COVID before. So, the person was training me was younger than me. They're faster than me on the computer because, I'm up there, and those who are in their 20s, they work their way around that. That's all they really know. So I thought, oh my goodness, this person's going to be moving around. And he wasn't moving really quick at first. And so then I said, well, slow down a little bit for the computer stuff, but I can get it. So then, I picked up and I was doing the job that he showed me how to do, and we kind of did a little bit of it together, and then he kind of left me alone and I started doing it. And then when we had a check-in later, he was just like, you are soaring through this. And so here I was thinking, gee, I'm not doing this as good as I want to do it, because again, I'm always my own worst critic. And a lot of that is because I have a desire to be excellent. I love excellence. I love it in church. I love it in service. I love it everywhere I go to see excellence. So I don't require excellence of others and then require less of myself. As much as I love it from industries, I love being served well. I'm a good tipper, and it's because I love excellence. But I realize I love it so much in myself, I'm always looking for ways or room to improve. And so when I said, well, I feel like I wasn't, going fast enough because he's going really fast. And he said to me, oh, no, because when they told me I was going to be training the manager of education, I was like, let me get my stuff together. And, they said you really have worked your way around this stuff. And here me always feeling like I just haven't done enough. I need to be doing more. I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And we just have to learn how to get to a place where we really trust ourselves. And even if you're having that nervousness and that uncertainty, to still trust yourself, even in that. And when you can't trust yourself, trust God. Trust that God is not a God that brings us halfway. He doesn't dangle us over a cliff for us to call and scream out for him and for him to entice and tease us. That's not the kind of God we serve. So we have to remember sometimes that, just like it says, if God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. And I have to just remind myself of that and plow in and, be able to say, I can do this. I will do it, and expect the best from myself, which is a good thing. But just go in with confidence, knowing that I can and I will do a good job, and trusting God, even when I'm not trusting myself. And so I was talking to someone about it, and I was saying, the one thing I do know is that specifically speaking to single moms, we are some of the most creative people on earth because we've had to be. Not just moms, but single moms. And I'm giving shout outs and credits to all the moms, because just to carry a human being in your body for 9 months and to let your body change and deform and do all these things, and then, in giving childbirth, facing death. And I had someone even talk to me about that the just recently, saying, a woman passes death when she's giving birth, and it's so true. And me, myself, and my daughters who have had children thus far, we've all, come under the knife to have to give birth. All of us have experienced cesarean births. So you know that any risk involved with surgery has to do with the possibility that you could not make it. Not just pushing a baby out, but getting cut to get the baby out is putting your own life at risk. So I'm saying that to say, to the single mothers out there, we've had to twist it and turn it and put it this way and put it that way just for our children. And those mothers that, not just every woman who has a child is not a mother. And I know and understand that. All of us and everyone who was actually able to put forth a baby is not necessarily a mother, but a mother who fends for and would give her life for her child and puts her child first. We've become the most creative people on the earth. We can make $1 out of 15 cents at any means. We figure it out. We make it do what it do because we're used to doing that. And I want to take that a step further and say what African American, Black single mothers, we've had to make a way for a very, very long time, and we haven't had some of the resources available to us that maybe, our counterparts may have had available to them as single moms. So, with that, it hasn't always been equitable for us or even for our children with resources, education, available opportunities, just so many things, but we've always been creative. If there's a crack, we'll slip through it. And so when it comes time for us to have other challenges that are outside of parenting or do other things that take you outside your comfort zone, trust in your ability to slip through a crack, to twist it and turn it and make it work. Remember your parenting. Remember, especially if you're a single mother, that all that you've done to make it happen for your children. And for those of us who have adult children now, for the single moms who have adult children now, and they're coming back to us and, blessing us and telling us how much they love us all the time and constantly, just giving us praise and stuff to the job we done, and they've never really realized how much we struggled or all the sacrifices we made because we made sure they didn't have to realize as much. Now that they're older, at least for my situation, now that my children are older, I tell them how much of a struggle. But growing up, when I talk to them and they tell me about their lives growing up, they don't remember, they don't feel like they've had a life of a struggle because they didn't. I did. And I did so that they didn't. I'm not saying that things were perfect for them and they had everything, because I wasn't the type of parent that rewarded for negative behavior or just gave my kids a bunch of material stuff. But, I taught them spiritual prowess, intestinal fortitude, respect, integrity, holding your own. I taught them stuff that could carry them through life. But while I was teaching them, I was also learning on my own. I was learning. So I shared my growing with them and shared so much of my young adulthood trying to grow someone else into a young adult. And when I look back now, I'm just so grateful. And I have to just remember, I have to just take that look back, just as I said yesterday, and say, Lord, have mercy. Look at the things you brought me through. And I know it's many times, especially for young parents, my children are young parents now. And I listen to them and I think about my mother when I was stressing, when I was trying to work, trying to go to school, trying to do whatever it was I was trying to do, just trying to raise my children. It seemed so hard. It didn't seem like it seemed so hard, like it was something that would never let up off of me, that I'd never have the freedom of just being able to think outside of bills and responsibilities and chores and managing things. And when I look around now in this next, leg of my life, when I have all adult children now and they want to come see me and they want to do things for me, and I can, cook if I want to. I don't have to, me and my husband, I can say, well, we're going to eat out tonight, or I'm going to grab some takeout tonight, or I'm going to cook, but, not having those daycare expenses anymore, or all of your money going to cleats or, after school programs. It's rough. So I just want to give a shout out to all the single parents out there that are doing it, that are experiencing it. And I want to give a shout out to parents in general and moms in general, but it's a different walk for single moms. And it's definitely a different walk for single Black moms. We feel like we would never get through it. But look at us now, those of us who have children who are over 21, who have finished college or on their working in their lives, doing what it is they want to do. And we got them there with the help in the hand of God and our prayers, blood, sweat, and tears. We've gotten our children there, and they are grown, productive adults now. And for those of them that didn't find their way just yet, hold tight. God has a plan for them just as he had one for you. I'm sure there's many nights, and I know for sure with my mom that there was many nights that she probably thought she ain't gonna make it. Because she heard me so many times just crying over it, stressing over it, trying to do it all and sometimes not being able to do any of it, not knowing how to make those ends meet, and just, struggling through it. But when I look back now, my mom used to always tell me, though, she would say, your kids, they love their mother. She used to tell me that all the time. They're going to take care of you when they're older. They're always going to look out for you because you're a good mom. She would tell me that. And at the time, it just didn't seem to hold the value. Good as she was saying I was tired. I was tired and stressed out and overwhelmed. But in her eyes, I was doing a good job. So now I know that I'm a grandmother and I can see what she means. I know now when I see my children making a way for their kids, making sacrifices, going out of their way, doing things for their children that they may not have done for themselves. And I know that they're going to be okay. And when I see, what she prophesied over my life, that it came to pass, that it came into fruition, that my children will do anything, even the one that doesn't belong to me through birth, my child, that my bonus child, you always hear me talking about. She tells me all the time, Ma, I got you. There's nothing I wouldn't do. And I just bask in that. I just bask in it. And, I never had boy children. I have all girls and a lot of them. And so, they are good to me. They come back and they want to take care of me. They want to do what they can do to help me, to make me happy, to see a smile on my face. And it's just a blessing. So I just want to say to all of those single moms out there, the younger ones who feel like it's never going to end, it's so hard, it will get better. It will get easier. And you will see the fruit of your labor. At some time and a later time, you will see the fruit of that labor. Just keep pressing towards the mark. Don't give up. I don't care how hard it gets. When it gets too hard and you can't handle it, do little things to take care of yourself. Go in the bathroom, lock the door, take a nice hot bath, take a drive for yourself, regroup, read your word, pray, do whatever it is you have to do. Don't turn to drugs and alcohol, because those are vices that can hurt you more than they can help you. But go make sure you have some friends in your life who have similar goals, who are in similar struggles, who can support you and you can support them, and y'all can powwow with each other. Get some positive, good friends in your life and just keep pushing. And you'll be able to see one day that, all that you did will come out in your children. And they may go astray from time to time, but when you teach them the right way and you show them what hard work will bring, they'll go back to what you've taught them. They'll go back to what they know. Even if they go astray, just be a praying mother. Stay praying all the time and use your creativity, because yes, we are by far single mothers. And I want to step out and say single Black mothers are some of the most creative creatures God has put on the earth. He has given us authority and to be earthly keeper over his children. And I believe most of our blessings, when we're doing that job and we're doing it without quitting, that's where our blessings come from. Because God is a father. What would he honor more than a good father or a good mother that he has only loaned them to us for a little while? So put your time and put your effort in. It will not be in vain. It will be more of value to you later than any other thing, any club you can go run into, any BFFs and homegirls you can go run into, any man that is not the father to your children or that is not your husband that you can go. None of it will amount to what your children will do for you and how they will have your back. If you stick with them, they'll stick with you. And I know that there's some people who don't see that yet, but just keep holding on. You have some of them, I know that we do, that you kind of like, I don't know about that one. They give me a hard time, but you know what? Sometimes when we have those ones that are really tough children, they have strong convictions, and those are ones that end up doing the best. So just hold on, be strong. I want to say again, shout out. It doesn't have to be Mother's Day, but all the single mothers, I want to give you a shout out. Trust yourself, trust your ability, believe in yourself. And when you can't trust your abilities and believe in yourself, believe what God put in you, and it is greatness. This is my 15 minutes of faith. If it's God's will, I'll see you again.